Hi everyone, in the previous video I have explained how to do coding comparison with two users using the same projects to code data. In other words, two users code the data separately but in the same project using different user profiles. A common situation is that users may have to do coding separately in the computers. That means we'll have two sets of codings in two different projects. That happens a lot when team members work at different time for their own convenience. So in this case, how can we combine the codings from two different projects and conduct the coding comparison? So I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, this one is from the previous one, so I'm going to close it. So to do that, first you will have to have the codes from the other project. Right? So I done that from the other projects, for the other project as examples. I call test2. Right? One thing that you want to keep in mind is that we have to have a clear user profile for this. So suppose this case, right? In this case, the user profile that I use for test2 is actually dtruang with initial d, right? And that's what I show in here. So we need to have a different user profile. So later when you combine, we know which codes from which user. Second thing, in the node hierarchy, we have to use exact terms, exact name for the parent node and the child nodes. If we have misspelling or any differences when you import the project, NVivo might understand that it's a different nodes and create a totally different nodes, then we are not able to do comparison. So when we have two users coding the same data in two different files, make sure that they use the exact same node hierarchy. Exact same node hierarchy. I just want to repeat again, it's very, very important. If you have one user using Windows version and you want to do comparison in the Mac versions, the user that using Windows version can use the export feature to export the file from Windows to Mac version. Basically, that feature allows user to convert the Windows project to the Mac project. So as a Mac user, we can import the project in our NVivo for Mac. Right. So I'm gonna close this project and go. Close it and go back to my current one. This is my current project, which I have D1 and D2 users. Now I'm going to import the new project or the project that I created for different nodes. So I save it here. I call test2. Okay, so once the import is done successfully, you'll receive a report in PDF file showing, the summary of the import. So we close it. And now in this NVivo for Mac, I'm still on the original test project. Right? I want to see what is project properties and the user we have. So now we have different users, and of course, I've done some type code before. So my test2 also have different users ID. So like chunk 1, chunk 2, we can ignore that created before. So focus on the chunk, which is a profile that I use to code data in a separate project. So now we have codes from two different projects that imported in here. Now we're going to do the coding comparison between two sets of codes done by two users separately in two different projects. So I'm going to explore, query, coding comparison. I'm going to select user D21 for group A, which the code I done in the original project. For user group B, I'm going to select D21 with initial D, which is the code I've done in a separate project, which I just imported. And then I'm going to do calculation based on character, right? And run the query. So you can see it shows that, for positive node, child node, that is 0.75 kappa, agreement is 99%. For negatives, kappa is 0.85, agreement is 99, right? Or overall 0.80 kappa. So now I want to see where's the differences here. We click show coding comparison content. And let's look at Barbara first, which is under positive node. So look at Barbara, now it shows the differences in the codes between these two users. Group A is yellow and group B is blue. In this case, because we show both groups, so we want to show group B only. This is group B only. No, group B only. Yeah. And show both, and you see the differences in coding. And for negative, we look at assignments. You can also see the differences in codes between two users, same way that we done before. So like I said, the key takeaway in this step is to make sure that we identify the user profiles correctly and carefully, so when we import the codes from different projects, we know who did the coding based on the user profile. Alright, so that is how we do the coding comparison using codes from two different projects. I hope the video is helpful. Thank you and bye now.